Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Know how to make tamales, I just eat them.
It takes 30 minutes to drive there, and if there's not a line, it takes 30 more
No,
minutes.
sir.
I'm with Jim. I'm totally with Jim.
So there's no objection to him actually taking the children to the doctor's appointments.
No, him going to the doctor.
No. Let's just focus on
Yeah.
no objections to him taking his children to the doctor's appointments.
Yes, ma'am.
You are making unauthorized stops.
Yes, ma'am.
And so mom has to deal with that. Tell her if she doesn't want to deal with that, what's going to end up happening is we probably may be hearing this from behind the Bexar County Jail.
That's
No,
why you picked it up.
I am guilty of that.
Okay. But you made
I'll sentence you to the 16 years. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you actions with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe so, Judge.
Was an offer tendered?
It was, Your Honor.
Mr. Guerra, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date is going to be April 5th. Ms. Christian, do you have any objections to April 5th as a jury trial date?
If the court could give me one small second, I will let the court know. I have no objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Guerra, do you have any objections to April 5th as a jury trial date?
No, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date is April 5th because as you know, and your counsel knows, juries have been suspended. If juries are not suspended on April 5th, you'll need to appear in the 187th District Court at 9 a.m. dressed for trial. It's located on the 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when is your trial date?
April 5th,
At what time?
9 a.m.
And which court?
The 180th.
87th.
87th. I do this so that people can remember. So 187 District Court, 9 a.m., April 5th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And if for any reason juries are suspended, your counsel will be notified, in which case you'll need to appear on Zoom instead of in person. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, Ms. Christian,
Judge, could I be placed in a breakout room with Mr. Guerra?
any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
no objection to the state.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Judge, thank you.
Mr. Guerra, do you have any objections?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right, the court is in receipt of a request for permission for the defendant to travel to attend a family funeral. State, have you had a chance to review that motion, or are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, and I am ready to proceed.
All right, so there's a list of items in this motion, and I think it would be economical if we just go over each request that's in the motion and state, you can let the court know if you have any objections to it. All right, you can lower your hand. Mr. Guerra, I just have a few questions to ask you for clarification of what you're requesting.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are your nieces?
So Catalina is 5 years old. Excuse me, Penelope is 5 years old. Catalina is 8 years old. Maribel is 13, going to be 14 next week. And Brandon is 18 years old.
All right. So what family is helping move the nieces out?
So my sister, Christine Guerra, whom is 35 years old, has been awarded by the state custody of the children through the CVC, as well as the information that was provided by the detectives. She lives in a 3-bedroom.
My question is, who's going to be helping the children move?
Oh, it would be myself, my sister Christine, and Brandon. My parents at this current time have been completely distraught, and because of the ADA that my parents are in, they haven't been really able to help out. So we have family that's coming in from out of town, but because we had to move the funeral
So any other questions from the defense or state on this issue?
Not from the state.
None from the defense, Judge.
All right, state, do you have any objection to him helping them move? It appears that the only person who's available to help move is himself and the sister.
Your Honor, I don't have an objection to the ability for him, but I just ask that the time and the location be restricted so that we know where he's supposed to be and when he's supposed to be. I understand that moving is a fluid process, but if we can have a time where he is able to leave his residence and a time that he must return to his residence, and the only places that he's allowed to stop, just so that we are able to ensure as best as we can that he has no unsupervised contact with children.
All right, so Mr. Guerra, what time?
So for Friday, it would be after 5 o'clock. The address would be the address on.
No,
Texas.
I have the address in the, and I don't want the address, put it on the YouTube. I have the address in here. And I believe that the defense, I know the defense has the address and the state has the address. So what time are you leaving your house to go to the location?
After 5:30.
So you're saying 5:30 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna say 5:30 p.m. And how long?
We don't want to keep the children up too late, so I'd probably be back around 10:30.
State, do you have any objection from 5:30 to 10:30 p.m.?
No, Your Honor, just as long as it's just between those two addresses.
All right. And I'm going to add that the state is in agreement with that, 5:30 to 10:30 p.m. plus no unsupervised contact. I realize when people are moving, everybody's running around. So no unsupervised contact with minors, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then we have on Saturday, February 12th, they're still, they're moving some items to a different location. Any objections to that, Mr. Villarreal?
No, just kind of the same. We're asking for the same type of requirements about times. It alleges a storage unit, and there's no address associated with the storage unit. And so that's the kind of only clarification as far as locations. And then obviously we need a time.
Okay, what location are you going to, are you still picking up the items from the new home or from the old home?
From the old home, and moving them to the new home. And then with the new home, removing the furniture and.
But no,
other
this is my question. So are the stops that you're making on February 12th, is that to the old home, the new home, and this location?
It's from the old home to the new home, as well as the storage location.
All right. So I'm going to put those locations. Next is February 13th. It says moving household items and getting the kids dress clothes. On that one, Mr. Villarreal, my understanding, because I've done the funeral arrangements before, sometimes you go to one place, you can't find anything there, and you go to another place. I don't know if the state and the defense will agree on just a specific time frame to get that done. And that's his time frame, or you want specific locations?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't think we can agree to him going to stores. There's other adults that can do that within the home. I understand that he's needed for moving, but there's other adults that can accomplish the shopping if there needs to be shopping for dress clothes.
All right, so Mr. Guerra, if there's continued moving that needs to be done, the court will allow you to do that. As far as clothing for children, the court is not going to allow you to do that, okay? Then on February 18th, you're a pallbearer. And I see that the funeral home departs at 9 a.m. So I'm sure you need to be there well before then.
Yes, ma'am.
Although Brenna, if it's like the funerals in my family, people always want to show up late. And you know what? Are we off the record, Brenna? And then they get the shock because I'm in charge. I'm like, guess we're gonna go without them. And then they're like, where's everybody? They're at the gravesite. What? I mean, it's like, yeah, you missed All right, we can go back on the record. All right, so 8 a.m., that seems like a time, or what time do you want to get there before 9? Because I know they have to line everybody up. And my experience with funerals, people want to chat, and then funerals become family reunions. So he says he had to be at funeral home at 9 a.m. to starting. He's the pallbearer. But is
If-
8
if I could-
a.m.?
If I could leave here at 7:30 a.m.
Okay. State, are you okay with 7:30 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then what time to come back?
After after the luncheon, I know my family wanted to get together at my parents' house. So if 8:30 is okay for the grieving.
All right, Mr. Villarreal?
So yeah, that would just be the, if I'm,
Basically for the day,
okay, and just limited to those locations, correct?
the church, and then where are you all meeting?
We're going
I'm a
through-
Baptist, so everybody wants to come back to the main house. They bring tons of food and you just want to be left alone, but people want to stay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then they disappear when you really need that. But
We're going from the funeral home to the church, and from the church to the burial. And then to follow that, right now we have a whole restaurant reserved.
all right, so let's do this. I'm going to give you the time on February 18th, but you need to provide to the GPS persons the specific locations. And again, there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Is everyone in agreement with that, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what time, Mr. Guerra? 7:30 a.m. to,
10 p.m.
all right, State, are you okay with that?
Yes, so long as he confirms it with GPS.
Okay. They're supposed to be working with Child Protective Services for his sister to obtain full custody, and they need to obtain the legal documents for the nieces, their birth certificates, social security cards, tax information. And he says he does the taxes for the family. And then they have to contact Crime Victim Seth to get assistance with the funeral costs and reimbursement from Crime Victims Fund. Usually, if this is the result of a criminal case, isn't the advocate supposed to be coordinating that?
So with my time with the AG's office, that can be done directly over the phone. The ZVC is located in Austin, so all of those would be telephone calls.
Okay.
So from what he's stating that he needs the purposes, the state would object to any of these times, just based on the fact that it doesn't necessitate him to be there. He's not going to be the custodial parent, and so he wouldn't need to be present to get tax documents, birth certificates, all of those things.
All right.
Would be there.
Defense.
Judge, actually, on the advice of counsel, I'm going to suggest that Mr. Guerra withdraw his request for the participation on February 19th.
All right, then that will be denied. All right, and then on February 20th, he states that they're having a memorial luncheon for his sister, and that they have family coming all over from the United States, and that's the last day for them to spend time with everybody before they go back home.
Again, Your Honor, there's no location or times listed. I'm not trying to be punitive.
Oh, no, I understand. So Mr. Guerra, what time?
8:30 in the morning to, it's a Sunday, 10 p.m.
Are you going
We're
to start a
gonna be
lunch at
between the
8:30?
Excuse me?
Are you all starting lunch at 8:30?
No, ma'am. I'm actually helping out with the tamales.
Ah,
And
Brenda, I
so-
had my first tamale like last year, so I understand that's very labor intensive, and they're very good.
Yes, and typically in a Hispanic heritage or Mexican heritage, the women do it, but In this particular case, the men do the tamales and the menudo, and the women stay in the day room, just literally gossiping.
What? It's not gossiping if it's fact.
Just
Never
know that I'm
happened
so
to know.
Or
favorite.
if everybody is saying it, it isn't gossip if everybody's saying it.
No, it's not. So, so is this taking place at a home?
Yes, ma'am. Between the two addresses of the Alexander Hamilton address and the Sanisa address. They are both within 1 mile from each other.
But Sanisa, isn't that the storage?
No, Sanisa is the
The parent's address.
parent's address.
Okay.
That would be between the 7:30 to 10 o'clock.
All right. So the court is fine with the 7:30 a.m. Mr. Villarreal, do you have an objection to the 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, he's on GPS home arrest for a reason, Your Honor. And so I think the court and the state understand that it's unfortunate circumstance, but 10 o'clock at night for several nights in a row, based on the offense and the facts, we're going to ask that it be limited. He stated for a luncheon, and so I think it'd be fair to give him until 2:30, even 3. But we're talking about late evenings again.
All right. Somebody help me. How long does it take to fix tamales if you're starting at 7:30 a.m.? I thought people usually start the night before. I've never made tamales, so I don't know who's the expert on tamales. Mr. Guerra, how long does it take?
Typically about 3 to 4 hours. And that depends if you have a line that's working together.
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. That's Rebecca Reyes. Thank you. I
No,
don't know how to make tamales. I just eat them.
it takes 30 minutes to drive there, and if there's not a line, it takes 30 more
No,
minutes.
I'm
sir.
with Jim. I'm totally with Jim.
Not
All
in
right,
my
so-
family, apparently.
So this is what I'm going to do. 7:30 to 7:30 a.m. I'll give you 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. So, I mean, that's beyond the lunchtime. And again, there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. The defense has filed a motion for continuance. Ms. Christian, what are your reasons for the motion?
First of all, Judge, we have an IT expert, a cell phone expert. This case heavily revolves around some cell phone data, location information, and we are still in the process of not only analyzing the data that we have, but we have subpoenaed some additional records from AT&T that my expert needs to receive and analyze. And in addition, in reviewing the discovery that has been uploaded, it would appear that there are some additional psychological or counseling records, perhaps from someone in Mexico. And I will speak with Mr. Villarreal about that specifically, but I do have the name and the address off the letterhead, and we would like to see those records.
Okay. State, do you have any idea about the Mexico counseling records?
I can confirm that there is the possibility those exist. I don't know about my ability to get those based on the fact that it's in a foreign jurisdiction and outside of our subpoena powers. But it's something that I can potentially talk with the division about in order to obtain those records.
Okay. And with regard to this IT evidence, when is that going to be accomplished?
Judge, my expert tells me that AT&T is very persnickety about releasing these records, and so there might be a bit of a tussle with that, but I'm hopeful that within 45 days we would have the records and he would have had the ability to look at those. But if the court wants to hold my feet to the fire and bring me back in 30 days, I completely understand.
This is a second amended motion to amend bond conditions. Defense, have you had a chance to review the motion?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, defense. I
actually
say your name, but I'm looking at Michael. I'm sorry. Mr. Villarreal, have you had a chance to review the motion?
I have.
All right, and State, are you in objection?
Yes, sir.
All right. So defense is your motion. You may proceed.
Judge, the circumstances of Mr. Guerra's home life have changed. His wife has taken another job, I believe. And so he is requesting that the court allow him to take his children and drop them off a couple of blocks from school, and also to be able to take them to doctor's appointments. We attached as an exhibit to the motion all of the locations and the names and the addresses so that the court could see what we're talking about here. And that's what he's requesting.
All right. Well, I will tell you, one of my concerns is, and Mr. Guerra, I don't take any of these charges as true because I haven't received any facts and it hasn't been presented to me as such. But based upon your charges, my first concern is the school drop off.
And Judge, in particular, I think it's important for the relevant allegations in this case of that the child in question was a friend of his child. So, and they went to school together is how these kids met. And so the concern is, even if it's picking up a couple blocks from school, who's to say that interactions with those children will not happen? I think specifically, I mean, obviously globally, just based on the charge and the nature of the charge itself, but specifically as it relates to the facts of the case, we are in objection to, it's really just the last three of what's marked Exhibit A on the defense's motion, which is drop-offs from school.
So state, let's see what we have an agreement on. Do you have any objection to him taking his children to doctor's appointments?
I don't, the only concern I have is some of them say, after taking them to the doctor, I want to drop them off at the school.
Okay, no, we're just dealing with, let's find out where we agreed at, then we can discuss the disagreements.
I
So,
think, actually, with respect, Judge, I think that what Mr. Villarreal is saying is that they're kind of intertwined, because the doctor's appointments all have something to do with school. They're either a pickup from school and take to a doctor and then drop back at school, or they're a take to a doctor early in the morning and then drop back at school. So it's kind of intermixed. That's the problem.
all right, so there's no objection to him actually taking the children to the doctor's appointments.
No, him going to the doctor.
No, let's just focus on,
Yeah.
no objections to him taking his children to the doctor's appointments. Well, and we'll deal with the location later, but so nobody has an objection with him taking his children to the doctor's appointments.
I have no objection with him going to any of those locations on
Okay.
page Exhibit A.
All right,
First
so
page.
we know it's fine for him to do that. My issue is with the school contact. So my concern is the complainant being at the school, which,
The complainant is not there. She's being homeschooled.
all right,
This specific complaint is not, it's just the nature of how this child met Mario Guerra, which I don't think is a fact in question from both the state and the defense.
okay. So I do have concerns, Mr. Guerra, and I'm trying to see if there is any way around his contact with the school. So is there any way around that?
So Mr. Guerra put forth to me that he had a location that was several blocks from the school. I think Mr. Villarreal still objects, but Mr. Guerra is willing to work with the court in any way on a kind of a neutral location, or a location that's got cameras, or whatever the court would like to do, which is somewhat close to the school so the kids can get to his car so that he can take them where they need to go.
All right. So state, is there any agreement that you can reach with the defense as far as the pickup location for the children?
I mean, Judge, the only thing that I think that I could agree to would be if there's a police station close to this location, because there's cameras at the police station, there's police there. There's a lot less incentive for a child that's unrelated to Mr. Guerra to get into the vehicle.
Okay, let me ask you this. How old are your children?
My youngest is just turned 13 and my oldest is 15.
All right, so,
And we would not object to the court making a condition that no unrelated child could get in the car.
the only issue with that is that there's no one with him, no adult to say, hey, this is an unrelated child. So I'm trying to see what protections can be put in place to alleviate any fears. I don't know what school this is, but is there a police station close, a substation close to the school?
There's a DPS,
What school is it to begin with?
Kennedy High School and Brentwood Middle School.
Okay,
They're side by side.
all right. No, I'm familiar with the location. I've been there several times. So is there, but I haven't noticed, is there a substation near there?
I'd have to look at.
Let me see. If there's a substation that maybe is in walking distance, if you all want to, Mr. Villarreal, you have access to internet on your computer?
I'm looking right now, Judge.
All right. So if you all could look and see, because things look close on the map, when you find out, oh, that's actually 10 miles away. So if you all want to look on with Mr. Villarreal to see what the location is. So it appears to me that there is a tentative agreement. It's just a matter of the location for pickup and drop off. So if you all want to confer with Mr. Villarreal a little bit on the location and see what the distance is. And then. Do you know Miss Christian is going to be here today?
I do not know. I got a text last night that I had to show up. And-
Yeah, you do. So here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You are making unauthorized stops. You're making unauthorized stops to South Park Mall. I can understand HEB. I can understand the pharmacy. I can even understand Bush's Chicken. I don't understand South Park Mall. What's there?
After I left here, we had to drop off my sister at work. I was here with my mom. And so we had to drop her off at work and they didn't open their doors until 10. And my mom still doesn't feel comfortable with her working at South Park Mall. So we had to wait there till 10.
Can I see the file on Mario Guerra?
We headed over to the Bonds place, the Bell Bonds, because their phone wasn't working. After which I came home.
All right, family violence,
I think that,
you said it. All right,
I think for what I'm gonna be asking, I think Ms. Christian.
okay. All right, just have a seat. We're gonna see where Miss Christian is. All right, Mr. Guerra, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, state, his defense counsel is on vacation, so she's unavailable, so we don't have anyone. So, Mr. Guerra, this is what the court is thinking of doing. I'm gonna admonish you. And then we're gonna have a hearing on this
Okay.
with your attorney for the state.
Let's leave it.
All right, so you can still do your drop off, but these other stops, don't make them.
Yes, ma'am.
And what you need to tell your mom is that you're on GPS, that you need to let people know where you are, and that if there's a problem with South Park Mall, you can't go to South Park Mall if it's not on your schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
And so mom has to deal with that. Tell her if she doesn't want to deal with that, what's going to end up happening is we probably may be hearing this from behind the Bear County Jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
I definitely.
And do you understand what your stops are?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what we're gonna do is I am going to, Ms. Ferguson, when do you want to reset this?
Specifically, Judge, on page 5, there's a narrative on the victim impact statement. The narrative is from the mother of the child in question. There are a number of statements that are hearsay statements, and quite frankly, there are a number of statements in here that are just flat not true.
Mhm.
And so we would object to this narrative.
All right. State.
Judge, I believe that it's well within the province of the court to consider victim impact when assessing punishment. As far as the specific hearsay statements, I believe that they are statements made by the defendant, so it wouldn't be hearsay.
No, that's not, I respectfully disagree. This is actually the mother. This is not the victim. This is the mother making the statements, and she's basically repeating what she believes other police officers and other people had told her. There's a specific thing about 30,000 pages, which is not accurate. There's a number of things that are inaccurate that she is relaying that someone told to her. So those hearsay statements would not be this.
All right, so with regards to page number 5, the court is not going to consider page number 5 in sentencing.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Any witnesses from either side?
We do have witnesses, Judge.
And Judge, we just ask that you take judicial.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Guerra, could you tell the court how you are related to Mario Guerra?
Mario is my son, one of my 3 children.
Okay, and so you have 3 children, and where does he fall in line of your 3 children?
He is the oldest, and my middle child is deceased, was murdered
And when did that happen?
January 31st of last year.
Okay, can you hear her okay?
I apologize, but
She just needs to take everything down, okay?
yes,
All right, Ms. Guerra, do you live here in San Antonio?
yes, I do.
Okay, and are you involved with your son
Yes, I am.
and with his children?
He's here.
Okay, and could you tell the court a little bit about his character?
My son is a loving person, but he's too trustworthy, and he's put his family first, and he has a big heart and is always looking to advance in education, which with COVID has held him back and is now working at home, excuse me. He is responsible and he puts his family first. He's been there for me when it comes to helping me out in situations with my
It's okay. Well, you can take your time.
certainly been in remission for 11 years. And in the meantime, he hasn't been there for me. Before that, I was able to stop by the house after going to see the boys at practice sports, which he hasn't been able to do himself. You can take it into consideration. The boys are at that stage where they need their father participating, and with graduation coming up for the oldest, he has a big heart, doesn't know how to not to get involved in helping other people, which sometimes gets him in trouble. He means well, but it's hard, to be human. He's not perfect.
And Ms. Guerra, may I ask your age?
I'm 69.
You're 69. And has your son been helpful to you as you've gotten up in years?
Yes, he's been there.
And with regard to your health issues, has he been helpful to you?
Yes, because he's a good walker. Gets me out of, being depressed myself. And I can count on him because I get back to him, which sometimes it's hard because I have to consider him also. And I'm going through.
Sure. And Ms. Guerra, you understand what Mario is charged with, correct?
Yes.
You understand what the charges are, okay. And if the judge sees fit to grant him deferred adjudication, which is a type of probation, will you do everything you can to assist him?
Yes, most definitely. I will be there for him.
Okay. Defense? Ms. Garcia, could you tell the court how you are related to Mario? Yeah.
I'm the mother of his children.
Okay, and how many children do you have?
We have 2 boys,
And what are their ages?
17 and 13.
And what are their names?
Ethan Guerra and Julian Guerra.
I'm sorry, what's the first name?
Ethan Guerra
Okay.
and Julian Guerra.
And where do you live?
In my house.
Okay, here in San Antonio? All right, and who lives there with you?
My children, and for the most part, Mario does.
Okay, now are you all together? Are you, yes, in a
No.
relationship, okay. And whose house is it?
Mine,
Okay, and are you allowing him to live there?
yes.
Could you tell the court how he is as a father?
He's helped me so much with them. He's always there for his children as much as he can be, given he has a single monitor. So
And can you tell the court specifically how he's involved with them?
He's always helping them, especially with my little one, because he's in sports. So he practiced with him outside. And our oldest is very much into music, so he helps him with getting him different instruments and showing him different things as far as playing them.
Is he a good dad?
Yes.
Okay. And could you tell the court a little bit about Mario's character?
Just like his mother said, he does care too much. He likes to help people. He's always wanted to be a teacher. That was one of his goals, and so he got his degree he got a teaching degree, and he loved that because he loved helping the kids and working with kids and also doing sports activities with them. So he was really involved with them.
And you are aware of the charges that are pending against him, correct? And to which he's pled, right? Okay. And Ms. Garcia, should the court grant him the deferred adjudication probation, will you continue to allow him to live at your house?
Yes.
Okay. And will you do whatever you can to assist him should the court impose any special conditions or anything like that?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want the court to know about Mario?
No, he's just. He does help. He helps a lot of people. He's very helpful.
How long have you known him?
Almost 20 years.
Okay. And when you learned of these charges, did you find them to be out of character for him?
Completely.
We'll pass the witness.
Okay.
Just have a few questions for you. Were you together with Mario in 2018?
What date? What month?
How much like particular date? Were you in a relationship with him in 2018?
Up until December.
Up until December. Is that when you picked up his DWI? That he pled to obstruction of highway by intoxication?
Yes,
Okay. So you're aware that he was on probation for that offense, right?
that is correct.
Okay. Was he living in the same household with you at that time when he was on
Yeah.
probation?
Mhm.
Okay. And during that period of time is when he picked up this offense. You understand that?
Yes,
And during that period of time when he was on probation for an intoxication related offense, he was still drinking alcohol.
I'm aware.
Okay. And even while on bond for this case, are you aware that he's been continuing to drink alcohol?
I'm listening. Yes,
And are you aware that at the time that he committed this offense, he was under the influence of alcohol?
I wasn't aware.
Okay. So in the time that he's been on bond and on probation, and he's been residing at the same home as you have known him to continue to drink alcohol.
Much to my protest. Yes,
Okay. So despite you protesting, he continued to drink, right?
without. Yeah, when I was under that.
Okay. Are you aware of on the night that this incident happened, Ethan is your 17-year-old, right?
That is correct.
He had Ethan blow into his intoxilizer so that he could drive.
No, I didn't.
All right, defense. Mr. Guetta, could you tell the court what kind of educational background you have?
Yes, ma'am. I received a bachelor's degree in arts for interdisciplinary studies to teach between the 4th and 8th grade.
And were you teaching children?
Yes, ma'am. 4th grade math
Okay, where?
at Basis.
Okay, could you explain to the court what basis is?
Basis is the private school that allows us as individuals to work more with the parents as opposed to the administration, keeping them in content with our lesson plans and our pedagogy.
And how long did you work there?
Approximately 1 year.
And what did you do before that?
Before that, I was working in a call center environment
for SMI Incorporated.
Okay. And do you have a military service history record?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And which branch of the military is that with?
United States Air Force.
Okay. And when were you in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force between 99 and 2004.
And Mr. Guerra, you understand that we have pled to this case and that this is the sentencing hearing. You understand that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this was a decision that we made based on everything that was presented to you as potential evidence, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a potential outcome if we had a jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is the decision that you came to, a difficult decision, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Mr. Guerra, you have a bit of a criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell the court what you have a criminal history for.
In 1997, we were a part of a group where an individual was caught shoplifting, and the security felt at that time it being split over all of us versus the one individual was more important to them than taking us into consideration, that we had no idea that the individual who was shoplifting was doing what he was doing. After that, I received a DWI after a Christmas party. I went home, and because of my problem with alcohol, Amy kicked me out of the house, so I left. And at that moment, I got pulled over by a police officer and received the DWI, or the blocking of highway traffic.
And did you plead guilty or no contest to that case?
No contest to that case.
And were you placed on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as you've heard, the prosecutor has information that you have continued to drink even though you were on probation for DWI.
Yes, ma'am. I provided that information.
And Mr. Guerra, your two boys, tell the court how you are involved with your two boys.
I am 100% devoted to them. As far as what my oldest goes, he is a musician, so constantly working with him with what it is that he needs to succeed in the future. Even though he jumps from instrument to instrument to instrument, I'm 100% in support with that.
All right, and
well.
counsel, what I want addressed is the question that the state asked about Mr. Guerra, if it's true, allowing his son to blow in the toxilizer for him. And also with regards to the text messages and the stipulations where it says that Ethan was drinking Blue Moon or something of that nature.
Okay, Judge. Mr. Guerra, so specifically the court wants to know, did you provide alcohol to Ethan or this other child at any time?
Not to Ethan, to the other child, yes. The other child had asked if I could purchase it for her because she was leaving and wanted to go hang out with some friends of hers.
And did you drink also?
Yes, before we even left, my son had asked if I could take him to see his ex-girlfriend at the time to say goodbye to her. And I had let him know that I had just finished a beer and I wouldn't be able to take him because I would have to blow in the blower. He let me know that he would do that if he could see her one last time. And I told him, okay, I wanted to be the cool dad and just let him see his ex one last time. And so he went ahead and he did that.
And that was captured on camera, correct?
That is correct.
But on one of the, because I always read, counsel, I always reread everything, but on one of these text message, it says defendant responds, victim tells him she is drinking MD, Mad Dog. Defendants asked victim what she got him, and victim said he should have told her and she would have. Then it says defendant stated, I'm here with the boys and drinking. Ethan's on that Blue Moon trip.
What does that mean?
That I don't know.
And counsel, I don't know if you want to show it to him. It's here. And that's a part of the steps.
Right here. Court wants to know what that's referring to.
And if he doesn't know, I mean, he doesn't know.
Being recognized as-
So you don't know what that's referring to?
No,
Okay. All right, let's counsel. All right, you may continue.
Thanks. Are you involved with your children's sports?
I am.
Are you involved with your children's school?
Education first, before sports. We are in constant contact with his teachers to let them know that we're there to support teachers 100%. If in the event that they are lacking in classes, they need to notify us at all possible so we can help them succeed in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom.
And are you involved with your mom?
Very much.
And what do you do for your mom?
Pretty much, I'm the person who does everything for her. She's at that age now to where my father's not able to help out as much as possible. And my youngest sister, who used to be a part of the back and forth, has recently taken on the responsibility of my nieces from my middle sister, who was taken from us. And so she is not capable of taking care of my mom as much as we both used to. So my mom depends more on me than anybody else.
And Mr. Geba, the court is going to be interested in knowing about these text message exchanges with this child.
I've repeated it to my attorney, but I never messaged this little girl any of these messages, and that is still something that I fought tooth and nail on. But we're here because of the fact that everything else shines a light as me being the person who did that.
Well, I mean, let's not talk in third parties. Either you're saying you did this or you did not. I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, if you want a jury trial today, we'll give you a jury trial today, but what you're here for is what the allegations are in the indictment.
I understand what the allegations are in the indictment, but I don't think a jury trial would help me in any way.
Okay.
We'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any questions?
Just a couple, Judge.
Okay.
Very briefly. So you're telling this court, as part of which were contained in the stipulations of evidence, that you didn't message her, I quote, "You down to fuck, my dick is dry again."
That is correct. The only message that I sent to her was after she messaged me saying, "I'm sorry." And I said, "For what? Did you mean to send that to Ethan?" That was the only message that I saw, and that was the only message that I responded to.
So you understand that we got these records from Instagram, right?
That is correct.
Right? From your Facebook profile or your Instagram profile.
That is correct.
Okay.
I understand that.
And that also says, "Let me know, I'll be happy to cream all inside you." You didn't say that either?
That is correct.
And that at one point you messaged that you're on the way. Did you read that message?
I read all the messages that were on there. The only one that I was aware of was when she said, "I'm sorry." And I said, "For what? Did you mean to send this to Ethan?"
And you're aware also, and I'm sure you are, and as you stated, that you were on bond for an intoxicated related offense and you had an intoxilizer in your car, correct?
That is correct.
And in those records that we provided to defense and you, that "I'm on the way" coincides with the time around where that breath, where Ethan took the breath into the intoxilizer, right?
No.
Okay.
The timing that Ethan and I went was between 6 and 7.
Okay, so you're saying it doesn't coincide.
That is correct.
And you're aware that the intoxilizer also contain your GPS coordinates, right?
That is correct.
And lines up with what the victim says about what time approximately you were there.
My son and I were together. My son sat in the front seat. She sat in the back seat. And again, the only communication that I had was, did you mean to send this to Ethan?
So it seems like you have an excuse for all of your criminal history. So your theft in 97, and that one, I didn't steal anything, right? I was just there. I just am a victim of being present, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're not guilty of that one, even though you pled to it. And then you're obstructed of a highway by intoxication. And that one, you're saying, well, my wife picked me up. I had to drive. That's why
No,
you picked it up.
I am guilty of that.
Okay. But you made sure to say that Amy kicked you out, and then as soon as you're leaving, that's when you get pulled over.
I provided the story.
You have an excuse for basically all your criminal history here for me. How did you meet Evan?
The first son that I had met her, Ethan had invited her over to the house so they could hang out. That was just a brief hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And then they hung out in the living room area.
But you met Evan through Ethan, right?
Yes, sir.
And you communicated pretty frequently with Evan, both or mostly through Instagram direct messaging, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so you never talked about being like a mentor for him or anything like that?
That was in person. That was the second time that I had met Evan. She was suspended from school for an altercation that she had with other students. And as I was picking up my son for a doctor's appointment, I crossed paths with her and I met her mom for the first time. At that situation, I let them know that I had been working with Ethan, and not only Ethan, but other kids at the basis who were going through separation anxiety.
Okay, so you continue to try to serve as mentors for youth who are troubled.
Not necessarily troubled,
Who are going through issues.
who are going through issues that are affecting them in the classroom. Yes.
Okay, so that conversation you did have with Evan's mother in person.
Yes, that I had been working with the kids in my classroom as well as with Ethan regarding separation anxiety.
All right, any other questions?
No, no further questions.
Any follow-up?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not. I would like to let the court know that there are other individuals here supporting Mr. Guerra, but their testimony would be cumulative at this point, but.
All
he
right,
does have
if
others.
you would, who are the other persons?
Well, there also have some letters there, so I feel like they're well represented.
All right, thank you. All right, the court will hear brief argument. State?
Judge, we're asking, number one, that you deny his application. It's clear from the record that he's not a good probation candidate, regardless of what this offense is. He's demonstrated to this court that he can comply with not drinking while on probation, while had multiple violations, while on bond, even in this court. So that in and of itself should be enough to deny his application for deferred. But the facts of this case are egregious in the sense of this individual perpetrated on an vulnerable individual. As you see in the indictment, it's listed as an AKA. It's because the victim in this case is transgender. And as the court is well aware, transgendered individuals, especially transgendered youth, deal with a whole train full of stupidity coming their way. They have struggles already in their life. And this individual used that vulnerability of this victim to perpetrate on them. The facts are clear. He doesn't want to take responsibility for any of his actions. There's an excuse for everything. Mercy should be given to those who want to atone for what they did. That's not what he's here for. He's here to ask this court to give him a break because that's what he's just used to. He wants a break. We're asking that you deny his application and that you sentence him to the full 16 years because he deserves every bit of that time. And Evan deserves every bit of that time to feel safe from this individual. So we're asking again that you deny his application, you sentence him for full 16 years.
All right.
Defense.
Just briefly, I know the court's heard quite a bit. This is a delicate situation. It is a situation in which, upon review of all the evidence, Mr. Guerra felt that this plea was in his best interest. But make no mistake, he is definitely asking the court to grant him the deferred adjudication probation. I don't think anyone would be served by him going to prison for 16 years. I think that what Mr. Villarreal is representing to the court, I don't believe that's completely accurate. I believe this individual was transitioning after these events, was not preyed upon because of what they are going through. This is a situation that Mr. Guerra got himself into. And I think that his family sort of relayed to you that he wants to be the cool dad, and it causes him to make some very egregious decisions. However, I do believe that he does have the family support. He has an excellent educational background. He is employed, as the court can see. This is an individual that will do well on probation. Any conditions that the court would like to put on this individual, he is going to be willing to do, and his family is going to be willing to assist him in successfully completing those. Any classes, any community service, any conditions. I know the court is fond of 90 meetings in 90 days, anything like that. This individual is going to successfully complete that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Guerra, I want to let you know that I listened to everything that everyone has said. I've read all the letters that your counsel has presented. I listened to all the witnesses that were called, and I always internalize everything that I'm hearing from all parties because I always do my best to hopefully make the correct decisions. All right, in this case, I'm going to deny your application, find you guilty as charged of aggravated sexual assault of a child. There's to be no contact with the complainant in this case. Chapter 62 registration, $1,500 fine, time and money will run concurrent. And I'll sentence you to the 16 years. Did you review the document entitled trial court certification with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? All right.
And Judge, I think it's a great victim back. I don't know if the court wants to handle it a little bit later.
Yes,
I've
let's-
read it. It's good.
All right, is this something that's going to be read by someone?
No, the victim is here, but we can take it on a break if the court wants to take care of some other matters.
All right, let me do that and then I'll, do you need to be somewhere else, counsel?
I'll stand by.
All right, let me just take a couple of these, please. Who's here on Sydney Peterson?